Hello, and welcome to another Contemplative Living, where we bring concepts of contemplation into our everyday lives. You know, Spirit once said to me that when we live the personal reality of peace, we become peacemakers. Our individual energy can align with the realities of other peacemakers, generating a wave of goodness throughout the world. And so that's what we're going to talk about this week on Contemplative Living.
Welcome to Contemplative Living, where we view contemplations for the week to have a better understanding of our spiritual paths. This is Contemplative Living with Dave Bennett, contemplations and reflective meditations.
So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about peace. And to start out with any conversation talking about peace, we have to look within. And so to find peace, we need to go beyond our restless mind to our silent source. Now, when we talk about our silent source, we're talking about that quiet stillness that we find in meditation or in contemplation. And I invite you to explore meditation in order to find that greater peace that is inherent within all of us. Because it's a very big part of the stillness is a sense of peace and love. And it's at the core of each and every one of our beings. Teresa, good morning. I'm glad you're here. Glad you could join us. So, taking the time to find peace is essential in becoming who we really want to be and who we really are. So, we cannot attain peace by fighting for it. Struggle and opposition are what the separate self knows, even in the name of peace. Now, we see a lot of conflict around the world. It seems like it's all the time. There's some place in the world that is in conflict. And we cannot attain peace, and then we watch it and we get agitated. And that's not the way to address conflict. When we see conflict, we need to find that centered peace within us and address it from that center of peace. Because we can't be peacemakers and we can't contribute peace to the world unless we're at peace. So when we see conflict or when we're involved in conflict and we want to resolve it and bring it back to a peaceful resolution, we have to contribute that energy, that vibration of peace that is a part of our core being. And so our separate self, when we're not connected to our essence, we're not connected to our true nature, and we feel like we're separate individuals forging our life, when our separate self a lot of times will allow that conflict to influence us, agitate us, and then we feel like we're still working toward peace, but we're coming from a place of agitation, frustration, and negativity. That's not the way to resolve peace, because then you're fighting peace and you're not contributing peace. So in stillness, our awareness finds peace and recognizes that we are peace. Because in reality, when we connect with our true essence in stillness, we find that we are peace. We find that we are not that agitated, separate self, that we seem to get caught up in the circumstances of our day-to-day lives, and that we are peace. And so when we find that, we quiet our minds, we bring ourselves into center, and we breathe in that peace, we can bring it into our day-to-day life. Know your true nature as peace, becoming a unit of peace consciousness for the world. So, if we're all interconnected in the unity of oneness, then when we know our true nature as peace, then we also recognize that we are a part of a greater oneness that imbues love and peace. And that's important, because how are we to contribute if we don't feel that interconnection to the greater world, to the universe? So it comes down to knowing your true nature as peace, and connect with others who also hold a vision of world peace, who hold a vision of world peace, compassion, and human dignity. That interconnection is not just energetic, it is on a physical plane as well. When we take the time to connect with other people of like minds, we amplify our energy. And so we want to connect with others. We want to bring together like minds, because that's how we grow that sense of energy, that sense of peace. You are magnifying the power of your positive, peaceful influence in the world many times over. When you find the power of peace within yourself, it tends to overflow into your activities and into your day-to-day circumstances. And that peaceful influence is powerful. It's incredibly powerful. And when you bring it to bear into your activities and into your projects, when you bring it to bear in your interactions with others, and when you go to work and in your play and with your family, it helps to maintain that energy in your space, within your circle of influence. It helps others to connect. And so then that's how you amplify it. That's how you amplify that peaceful center, so that others may grasp it, may connect with it, and may bring it into their influence. So, finding peace is essential. Stillness is the best way. Finding that peace within yourself. Now, how you find that peace and how you find that stillness, there's so many paths. I love the ocean. I mean, the ocean has been a huge influence in my life. And when I'm really, really out of sorts, I like to go down to the beach and just stare out to sea. And you wouldn't believe how quickly that brings me to peace. Even on the days like today where there's a hurricane off the coast and the swells are just incredible, I still find peace. Peace in nature, taking walks, sitting in silence, True meditation, contemplation, all of these are great avenues to find that peace within us and to bring it into our daily activities. So I hope you find that in your life this week. That when you are faced with the conflicts that are enraged around the world, that you approach it from a peaceful nature so that you can maybe help amplify and bring about more peaceful solutions. I hope you have a blessed week. Namaste.